So, life's thrown you a major curveball, huh? It could be anything: a huge career shift, a relationship ending, or maybe just that feeling of being totally and completely lost. Well, we're about to unpack an amazing guide to help you find your way, all based on Cassidy Krug's Resurface. Let's think of this as your personal map for whatever comes next. Whatever change you're facing right now, big or small, it can really feel like you've been tossed into a stormy sea without a compass, without a map. But what if you had one? That's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to give you a clear, practical guide to help you not just stay afloat, but to actually resurface stronger than you were before. And hey, if that sounds like something you could use, do me a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us know you want more explainers that break down big, important ideas just like this one. Okay, let's get into it. Our journey today is broken down into 4 really essential parts. First, we're going to tackle the tough one: accepting your new reality. Then we'll talk about how to navigate that emotional storm that follows. After that, it's all about building a personal toolkit for resilience. And finally, we'll look at how to forge a brand new path forward for yourself. You ready? Let's start. All right, first up, probably the hardest part of any journey: just taking that first step. This is all about accepting your new reality. Because let's be honest, you can't navigate a new ocean if you're still pretending you're on dry land. So why is change just so difficult, even when we know it might be for the best? Well, it really boils down to a basic human instinct. We are literally wired for stability. So when things change, we're suddenly staring into the unknown, and it can feel like we've completely lost control of our own story. Feeling scared when the ground shifts under you? That's not just normal, it's completely human. Now, here's a really important distinction to make. Acceptance is not about liking what happened. You don't have to approve of it at all. It's simply that conscious decision to stop fighting reality. It's the moment you finally lower your arms and say, okay, this is what's happening. And believe me, that is the exact moment your power to move forward truly begins.
And the real engine that drives this acceptance, it's all about your mindset. If you've got a fixed mindset, change feels like a final judgment on who you are. But if you can switch to a growth mindset, oh, everything changes. A challenge isn't a wall anymore. It's a mountain you get to climb for a better view. And failure? It's not an ending. It's just a lesson. This one little shift in how you see things is the key to turning a crisis into a genuine opportunity.
So, once you stop fighting reality, the emotions, well, they can hit you like a tidal wave. This next section is your guide to staying afloat when that happens. It is so easy to feel like you're just drowning in this sea of chaotic feelings. But here's the thing. There's actually a pretty predictable pattern to this storm. Knowing the stages isn't going to make the feelings just disappear, but it will give you a map. And that map turns the chaos into a process you can actually understand and, more importantly, navigate. The whole key is to just recognize where you are on this map. It usually kicks off with shock and denial, that this can't be happening feeling. That often leads right into anger and frustration, the why me stage. From there, you might find yourself bargaining or exploring, trying to find a way out or just make some sense of it all. And all of this eventually leads to true acceptance, which is where you can finally start moving forward again. And I really need you to hear this. Every single one of these feelings is valid. The goal is not to rush past them or pretend they don't exist. It's to acknowledge them, to feel them, and to let them move through you. Remember, healing is a process. It is definitely not a race. Okay, you've faced the new reality. You're learning to ride the emotional waves. Now it's time to get proactive. This section is all about building your personal toolkit to handle whatever comes your way. First off, let's just bust a myth about resilience. It's not some magical trait you either have or you don't. It's a skill. Seriously, think of it like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. And that is an incredibly empowering idea, isn't it? So, what's the first thing we're putting in this toolkit? We're starting with self-discovery. Why? Because you can't build a new future if you don't know your own blueprints. Journaling helps you untangle that messy web of thoughts in your head. Personality tools can shine a bright light on your core strengths. And meditation, it just helps you quiet all that outside noise so you can finally hear what you truly need. Next, we're adding some practical, in-the-moment skills. Mindfulness, even just a few deep breaths, can instantly calm your nervous system when you feel overwhelmed. Physical exercise is one of the most powerful stress busters out there. And please, never, ever underestimate the power of your support system. Leaning on people isn't a weakness. It is absolutely essential for building resilience. And that brings us to our final and most exciting section. You have done the hard work of accepting, feeling, and building your toolkit. Now comes the fun part, looking toward the horizon and deciding where you want to sail next. Think about it like this. A major life change can feel like a destructive storm that just levels everything. But once those winds die down, you're left with a clear plot of land. And you get to be the architect of what comes next. You get to build something new. And maybe, just maybe, something even better than what was there before.
So, how do you even start building? Well, the framework is pretty simple, but so profound. First things first, check in with your core values. What truly matters to you now? Your old map might be totally outdated. Second, set small, achievable goals. These little wins create momentum and rebuild your confidence, one step at a time. And third, consciously look for meaning. What's the why behind this new path you're on?
This quote, it just perfectly captures the heart of this whole resurface idea. It reframes endings not as failures, but as a necessary clearing of the way for something new to grow. It's a natural, essential part of life's cycle. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? This period of immense change in your life, as hard as it is, holds a hidden gift. It's an invitation to go deeper, to understand yourself better, and to emerge, to resurface, not just as the person you were, but as a more focused, more resilient, and more purposeful version of yourself. And that brings us to the end. The map is officially in your hands now. So the final question is all yours to answer. What new beginning will you create? Thanks for watching.